Hey guys, this is Delmar here, and welcome back to Mullins Retro Bits. Today's episode is going to focus on one of the more innovative games in the Mario Kart franchise, Mario Kart Wii. Now every single game brings a lot of innovation to the Mario Kart series, whether regarding to the presentation, the gameplay features or whatever, but to me, this game just features a lot of innovations compared to the other games, whether it be the control-wise, the Mario Kart channel, or anything like that, but it's just a fantastic game. Not to mention, much like Mario Kart DS, this game was the second best-selling game on the original Wii console, with over 32 million copies sold worldwide. Shoots and loudest. Not much regarding what happened during behind the scenes. All I could really find was this beta title card that these lovely fellas were gonna be in the game but were cut out because they forgot to pay Iwata their taxes or something. I'm not entirely sure. Now before we get to the main game, there's one thing that this game introduced that made it a huge success. Motion controls. Now I'm not one of those people who says that motion controls are the new thing and are the future of gaming because, well, I still want to play with my controller instead of waving my arms like a bad puppeteer. But when used correctly, it can make the experience much more enjoyable. Games like Punch-Out!, Skyward Sword, and Just Dance are prime examples of good motion controls, and Mario Kart Wii is no exception. And it's all thanks to this little beauty right here. The Wii Wheel. Now Mario Kart Wii wasn't the first racing game on the original Wii console. There were several different games, but most of them just pretty much used this little control mechanism thing, which wasn't really that much comfortable. However, with the Wii Wheel, it felt a whole lot more smoother and made steering the characters, drivers and stuff like that a lot more easier and was just more fun to use basically. If you take a look at a few prototype images, you can see that they had the idea for the wheel in mind and decided to make it more rounded instead of the square wheel as what the wheel go-karts have. Now you can play the game with your traditional controllers, like the GameCube controller, the Wii Classic controller, or just simply using the Wiimote or with the nunchuck included. But for me, this is, in my opinion, the best way to enjoy Mario Kart Wii overall. Now, I do admit, sometimes when I turn too sharp, the characters kind of lose control for milliseconds, and drifting is kind of a pain really, trying to hold the B button down, trying to drift. It's actually kind of a pain to do. But there is an automatic option for small drifts in the game, but you won't be able to perform mini turbo boost. But it's still fun, and it's the best way to play Mario Kart Wii in my opinion. And also the best part, you can use this control scheme on Mario Kart 8 when it comes out later on this month. I hope they do some improvements with the motion controls because, like I said, with those little problems I had that occurred sometimes, I hope they do some improvements with this, so... There are also tricks that you can perform with the drivers. When jumping off a ramp or a hill or jumping off anything, if you flick the Wiimote around or pressing the D-pad with the classic controllers, you can perform a trick, which will receive a small speed boost when landing. And you can perform wheelies as well! Well, not on the karts, but on a new type of vehicle you can drive in this game, motorcycles, which are awesome! The bikes are so much fun to use, and the best part is that, like the karts, there are different ones with each weight class you can use. In fact, the idea for the bike was originally thought up during the development for Mario Kart Double Dash, but was pushed aside because, well, it was pushed aside. But it was brought back to this game, which is sweet. When you perform wheelies, your driver will gain a small speed boost temporarily. The only drawback is that if you get hit with something when you're doing the wheelie, you lose all your speed, and when you're doing a wheelie, you can't move all that much. If you go too far left or right, you lose your wheelie. Like I said, the motion controls aren't perfect, but I would rate the motion sensors like an 8 out of 10. But enough about the controls. Let's talk about the in-game stuff,
Well, unlike previous installments, there are 12 races playing each cup instead of the usual 8. The point system has been changed due to this, which is fun because if you gain 5th place, you still have a chance to win. Yay! The new races joining in are both really awesome and really stupid! The good ones being Dry Bowser, Funky Kong from Donkey Kong Country, and the ever beautiful, the majestic, the gorgeous piece of ass known as Rosalina.
Almost paradise. We're looking on heaven's door. Almost paradise. How could
No, you weren't supposed to say that! Crap, son, I'm so sorry! Oh, and you can have your Mii play as well. That's fun. And the really stupid ones being Baby Peach and Baby Daisy. Again, Baby Peach and Baby Daisy. Who the hell came up with that concept? Okay, I know that Baby Peach appeared in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time and Yoshi's Island DS, but seriously? Who thought that these two needed to be in a racing game? Sure, say what you want about Waluigi, but at least he was made to be Wario's partner in the tennis game. But just look how asinine this looks! I mean, just gosh! What's great about unlocking these characters and vehicles is that to unlock some of them is to complete all the time trials and unlock some of the expert staff ghost status, which is pretty fun but also frustrating because some of these ghosts are, well, experts. The new items joining in the item roster are the Mega Mushroom, which will crush all of your opponents. A power block that causes any racer on the ground ahead of you to spin out of control and drop their items. And the Thunder Cloud. The user with the item has better speed and acceleration, and if it bumps another driver, it passes over to them. But be careful because if you still have it, it could shrink yourself. Weak. A lot of the tracks are pretty fun to race on. The best ones in my opinion are Koopa Cape, Wario's Gold Mine, Grumble Volcano, and this game has the best Bowser's Castle race course since the N64 version. However, I felt that some of the tracks borrowed too much from previous games. Moo Moo Meadows is basically like Moo Moo Farm, but with those stupid cows in the way. Moo! And DK Summit is just a combination of DK Mountain and DK Pass. Once again, not saying they're bad, but it doesn't really make them stand out from other racetracks. Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this game has, in my opinion, my least favorite Rainbow Road track. One last thing I should mention about this game is the Mario Kart channel. Once downloaded from the game, it can be used to register friends, race ghosts, race friends online, and enter in tournaments. Tournament mode is sort of a spiritual successor to the mission mode from Mario Kart DS. Users can compete in a timed competition with specific goals, some of them being really fun and also flippin' insane. However, the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection for both the DS and Wii will be shut down on May 20th, so spend those last days wisely. Unless somehow someone makes a custom Wi-Fi connection to keep these tournaments online, but who knows really.
So with all that in mind, how's Mario Kart Wii? It's fun, I love it. Now I do have to admit there are some character and track designs that I question that I don't really agree with as much. But still, the character roster is fantastic. The motion controls, well, there are a few nitpicks I had with it, are still really fun. And overall, it's just a great game on the original Wii. It deserved selling as many copies as it did at the time, so definitely go get on your original Wii.
On the next episode of Mullins Retro Bits, we take a look at the latest portable title in the series, Mario Kart 3D, I mean Mario Kart 7, yeah. Hey, thanks for watching this episode. Okay, I gotta confess something, I took some night-night pills, or PM medicine, whatever, cause I've been having trouble sleeping, lately, so, click on that image of Mario Kart DS to see the previous Mullins retro bit. And episode 2 of my Fairy Fred Funnies is coming out soon. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I say maybe in June. Although I sometimes lie to myself, so probably after my Mario Kart 7 review or something. So, and I think I'm gonna fall asleep now.